Hi, everybody. I am Dr. Brian Artist. This is the Dr. Artist Show, and I'm so excited to be with you on this beautiful day and this afternoon or evening. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life. I'm very excited to do this presentation today. This presentation is actually all about nightmares, the actual nightmares that we have while we're sleeping, nightmares that are reported as published side effects of a specific drug class. So there's a specific drug class that's very popular right now, at least either in a positive or negative light all over the media, social media included. And that are the drugs called GLP-1 drugs. So GLP-1 drugs, as many of you who follow this platform know, GLP-1 drugs are typically the once a week injections that we give ourselves, an individual does, to help with weight loss, diabetes, or heart disease. GLP-1 drugs are made from Gila monster lizard venom, and you are injecting venom into your body to help curb sugar addiction, supposedly with diabetes, help with weight loss and burn fat. And then also it's published to help reverse heart disease. Since when does venom help reverse heart disease? Okay, it's ridiculous. But there's a published massive side effect being reported around the world that people on GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, or Mounjaro, Zepbound, Byetta, and Trulicity, which is for diabetes also. These are all brand name drugs that are GLP-1 drugs, and they all have published side effects of nightmares. So in the realm of and topic of point nightmares, I'm going to, in this presentation, take you through a myriad of classes of drugs and the most common drugs that are published to cause horrific lucid dreams, horrific night terrors, disturbing nightmares, and what is the impact of nightmares on the psyche and physical actions of a human being. We're going to discuss that in this presentation. Then I'm also going to give you antidotes and solutions to nightmares specifically and the inability to stay asleep. And I've got several antidotes that we're going to discuss and solutions that I have for you. This segment of the Dr. Artist Show is being brought, this entire episode actually, we're calling this one Ozempic Nightmares and Solutions. Now, this is not only about Ozempic. This is about all the drugs that are in the same class as Ozempic called GLP-1 drugs. So GLP-1 drugs include Ozempic, Wegovy, Relicis, and Zepbound, Mounjaro, you name it, all kinds of them, or Mounjaro, whatever it's called. We're going to dive into all of those, but I have 4 products on my website. I'm going to highlight 3 of them, then I'm going to show one at the end, okay? These 3 products are the sponsor of the Dr. Artist Show today for the show called Ozempic Nightmares and Solutions. Biodefense is number 1. This is a product we released earlier this year. Super excited about this product. Inside of it, it is highlighted with 3 primary ingredients. That is black cumin oil called Nigella sativa. It's also got spearmint extract and peppermint extract, an incredible natural antibiotic and antifungal and antiparasitic. All right. The next one is taurine. Taurine is the next one. That is the sponsor for this show, an amino acid that has amazing benefits on the nervous system, muscle system, blood systems of the body. And then breathe free. The 4th one we'll talk about at the very end. But the 3 products that I recommend for this episode, sponsoring the Dr. Artist Show, are breathe free, taurine, and biodefense. Remember to get those at thedrartistshow.com, but I'm excited to share with you my screen because I'm going to take you through the PowerPoint, Ozempic Nightmares and Solutions. And remember to tell your friends and loved ones, anybody struggling with night terrors often, nightmares often, sleepwalking, you name it, this show is for them because it's not just about Ozempic. You're going to see a whole bunch of drugs that cause nightmares directly and night terrors. And just wait till you see the scope of issues that these nightmares are creating in people worldwide. All right, and the types of dreams they're having. Millions of people are on the drugs right now that I'm about to talk about. So please tell everyone you know or love who's on any of these drugs that you're aware of. If they are struggling with sleep, if they're having psychosis issues, suicidal attempts, homicidal attempts, it doesn't even matter. These horrific side effects are all published side effects of individuals who struggle with nightmares and night terrors. And I'm about to show you the majority of the drugs that are published to cause nightmares and night terrors that lead to those scenarios. And you're going to be shocked, actually, by all of these, I think. And then the solutions and the studies we're about to show you, I think you're going to be very excited about. And it will probably provide more evidence and confidence in you to know, should I try any of these things to help improve my own state of sleep or someone you love or admire or no? So please share this far and wide. And remember, you can go to the drardisnicotine.com once this is posting and you're watching it live now. That means it's also, this entire PowerPoint presentation has been converted to a PDF document, a singular document that can be downloaded for free at thedrardisnicotine.com under Patient Resources tab. So you'll see just a list there of a whole bunch of presentations. You can click any of them, download any of them, share them with anybody you know or love by email, text, it doesn't matter. You should send it. They can download it or they can print it out, and they now have all the recommendations in a printout. All right, so let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen. You guys know how this goes. I'm going to put up the PowerPoint presentation. Ozempic Nightmares and Solutions, presented by Dr. Brian Ardis on the Dr. Ardis Show. This is a QR code that can be used to scan to put in your email to get access to the Patient Resources tab. If you are not already a subscriber to the Dr. Ardis Show, just scan the QR code. It gives you access to all of our free documents and all of our free video presentations. All right, so let's dive into these drugs called GLP-1 drugs. Fox News reported earlier, let's see what year this is, 2023. This is May, just 2 months ago. Ozempic, Wegovy, and all those crazy vivid dreams. Is there a connection? This was actually typed up and presented by Melissa Rudy with Fox News. I also want to go ahead and take a moment to thank my son, Braden Ardis, for putting together this PowerPoint presentation and doing this research for me. He's doing a great job of learning how my mind works and how I decipher lies and crap published by the medical profession and the pharmaceutical industry and mainstream media. And I love that he is learning and grasping some of these connections and ways to ask questions and find this information. So I cannot do this with a wide array of people that are helping us with editing and production and our scheduler and our producer and our researchers. It's been an incredible honor to work with so many. All right, so let's dive into this publication on Fox News about Ozempic and Wegovy and all their crazy vivid dreams. These are some of the dreams reported by people interviewed by Fox News while on Ozempic. Quote, killing my cats, cheating on my husband, husband cheating on me, old friends I haven't spoken to in years in my dreams. So odd. I also had a dream so real, I woke up and grabbed my phone to make sure it wasn't real, she said. Another person wrote, my dream tonight was that someone was attacking people in the mall, and I tried to use some kind of portal or time travel to get out of there. That's a pretty crazy dream. These next two are even more insane. Quote, pretty much every night I remember them now, and I used to just sleep like a rock and not remembering anything, one person said. Animals coming back from the dead, a T-Rex dinosaur wandering through the house, drowning children, and more. These are some of the intense dreams people have shared while on Ozempic. This is a hospital review publication. A lady named Mackenzie Bean of Twitter wrote this article titled A Unique Ozempic Side Effect, Weird Dreams. And they highlighted section on the screen, read with me, Novo Nordisk, which is the company in Denmark, country of Denmark in Europe. Novo Nordisk is the company that produces both Ozempic and Wegovy. They're the company that in the last 5 years has amassed $2.2 trillion in selling Ozempic only to Americans. Denmark people aren't buying it. People in Europe haven't even been approved to use it. Ozempic or Wegovy. Isn't it odd that Americans for 5 years have been using it, and this one little company in Denmark now has $2.2 trillion in revenue? That means they are more cash positive than the entire country of the United States in our 400 years of existence, 400 plus years. They are 2.5 years of selling one drug, and they have more money than we do in the United States. They do not have more money, I don't believe, than Apple computers, but who knows? Maybe they do. Novo Nordisk, let's read along, which sells Ozempic and Wegovy, confirmed that it has received reports of bizarre dreams among users. However, the company doesn't have enough information to identify whether the medications are causing the dreams, a spokesperson told the journal. Eli Lilly, which sells Manjaro, declined to comment on this trend. Okay, It's all the same drugs. It's all Gila monster venom. So few thoughts here. It is a very common play of the medical establishment and drug manufacturers, particularly, that when a drug is introduced into the market and people who are taking that drug have new symptoms or problems, it is very often that the drug company will say, we don't have enough information to conclude that it's a direct correlation caused by the medications. However, if all the patients are reporting, I've slept through the night every night without any horrific night terrors or lucid dreams, imagining T-Rexes going through my house, killing children. Never did that start until I started the drug, and the drugs are known to cause nightmares and terrors. Why would the drug maker ever say, we don't have enough information to say they're related? The only reason they would say that is they don't want you to stop buying their drugs. They don't want you to think it's going to have a horrible side effect, even though they already publish it as horrible side effects, and we'll go into some of those outside of even nightmares in this presentation. In this publication from Ro.co, I'm just going to tell you it's most likely Roman. Roman is a prescription drug online company. I know they use RO as their abbreviation for their company, so I'm assuming this is Roman. This guy named Felix Gusson, MD, wrote, Ozempic dreams, are weird dreams a side effect? And then writes this in the second paragraph. Now, some celebrities reportedly show up in the dreams of everyday people taking Ozempic. According to user reports, these so-called, quote, Ozempic dreams tend to be bizarre, vivid, and full of celebrities. Well, what celebrity do you wish would show up in your nightmares? These aren't pleasant dreams. They're not like, oh, the celebrity finally showed up and asked me out on a date. No. These are nightmares and night terrors that include celebrities in it. All right, what are GLP-1 agonists? This is the type of drugs we are discussing today. Ozempic is a GLP-1 drug. Wegovy, Trulicity, Byetta, all of them. All right, here we go. GLP-1 agonists are a class of medications that mainly help manage blood sugar, according to the Cleveland Clinic, in people with type 2 diabetes. Some GLP-1 agonists can also help treat obesity. Here's a list of GLP-1 agonists. GLP-1 agonist medications currently available on the U.S. market include Trulicity. Now, I want to stop here real quick. Pay attention. These drugs are called GLP-1 drugs. You'll see it in the commercials. You'll see it in their printed publications and marketing materials. They will call these drugs GLP-1 drugs. I just need y'all to know there is no GLP-1 in GLP-1 drug. And isn't that weird that they call them GLP-1 drugs, but there's no GLP-1 in them? It's very identical to the same marketing scheme calling the COVID-19 shots mRNA shots, but there's no mRNA in the shots. The NIH says there is no mRNA in the shots. There's only DNA plasmids in those shots. DNA and mRNA are not the same thing. So why don't they call them COVID-19 DNA plasmid shots? Why do they call them COVID-19 mRNA shots if there's no mRNA in there? That's because GLP-1 drugs, when you inject any of these on the screen, it will tell your body's cells in your intestines and in your blood vessels to secrete into your bloodstream GLP-1 hormone. So what's in these drugs, Gila monster venom, tells specific cells in your intestines and in your blood vessels to release GLP-1 hormone. That is the truth about these drugs. So let's look at some of the brand names of drugs that are called GLP-1 drugs. So Trulicity is one. You'll see commercials on it. Byetta is another. Bydureon is another. Victoza, Adlixin, Ozempic, and Rybelsus. Their generic names are in blue. So if you get the generic drug form of those brand of drugs, you say the names in blue to your pharmacist or medical doctor. If they say, we want you on Ozempic, you can say, I would like semaglutide instead, please. It's the same drug, just generic and cheaper, but just as deadly and problematic and nightmare causing. Okay, so here we go. We're going to dive into Byetta first. Let's look at Byetta, a GLP-1 drug. When you look at the screen on drugs.com, for example, you'll see us highlight the brand name of the drug, Byetta. You'll see right below it the generic name, exenatide, and then the brand name is Byetta. And then you will see the drug class, GLP-1 agonist in parentheses. So that's where you see it's a GLP-1 drug in case you've lost attention here watching this.